I think that's a really good second serve against Stan. Out wide, even for a first serve, he likes to stand so far back, and he even chips that forehand return, giving opportunities to sneak in with a serve and volley.
Backhand of Wawrinka's can be really something.
And that's the side that you need to kind of keep an eye on for Wawrinka, that forehand side. If he's struggling, he'll go to the chip a lot. He'll miss a lot of balls. He doesn't do a lot of damage when he's playing his best tennis. That forehand side is just lethal. That's the side that will go off. Backhand is generally pretty steady. I guess for me, the two things that make Wawrinka a little bit more of an up and down player is his first service percentage and his forehand side. They both just have their days where they don't show up.
Well, he had a point there where you thought something might be possible, and the moment it looked like it was possible, Djokovic shut the door. Boy, Stan had two fantastic shots. One was a forehand, one was a backhand, and he gets nothing for it.
I feel like Stan went behind Djokovic early in that point. It's actually this shot right here. He went behind Djokovic. The whole cross court was open. Even if Djokovic knew that ball was going there, it still would have been over.
Nope.
Wawrinka's certainly never in a hurry to get to the net. And against somebody as fast as Djokovic, you're going to have to play a couple extra shots. And that's why when Wawrinka ends up, winning against these faster guys, you just end up seeing highlight reel tennis because he has to hit so many winners from behind the baseline.
(40-15). (40-30).
There's another Djokovic return. It's trademark Djokovic return. Just nice and solid. Foot 2 feet inside the baseline. Doing more than neutralizing, actually getting ahead in the point after those returns. Another great deep return by Djokovic. And that's the time when depth matters the most, is when your opponent is close to the baseline. And right after they serve, they're standing inside the baseline, so that depth is so valuable.
How much does Djokovic want this early break? And he's got it. 2 bad miss hits and 1 into the net.
Djokovic leads 2 games to love first set.
Long way to go. If you're Wawrinka, you're just thinking, oh, well, that's unfortunate, but better to happen early in the set than at 5-all.
(15 love). (30 love). (40 love). Game Djokovic.
That is a very snazzy consolidation. It's 3-love Djokovic.
Djokovic leads 3 games to love first set.
He looks very, very sharp today. Beautiful start for Novak Djokovic. 3-love. Wawrinka serving. Love 3.
Net for 6. (15 love).
Stan rarely does things easy, so he's probably very comfortable right now.
That was an awesome little sneak in. He hit the ball behind Djokovic, saw that he was going to have him stretched out, and he went to the slice forehand. Snuck in. No split step needed there. You just run and try and cut that ball off as quickly as you can. As Coach Magnus normally looks on before that ball drops below the level of the net. You're offensive as long as it's above the net. As soon as it gets below, you're starting to get in trouble.
Fordila. D15.
Wawrinka on the board.
Djokovic leads 3-1 first set.
Go to usopen.org to find out everything about the 2016 and 2017 U.S. Opens. Tickets, the U.S. Open store. It's all at usopen.org.
And Stan likes to stand way back to return the serve. You give up court position. You know, it's true. I think the best returners stand up close to the baseline. But for someone with big spinny strokes like Stan or like Gasquet or Almagro, that extra 10 feet back just gives them a little extra time to generate racket head speed, measure the ball. And I actually think it's more important for those guys to stand back on a second serve than it is a first, because the first serve, all they're really trying to do is just kind of block it back and punch it back. Second serves, they're actually trying to turn the point around and grab offense, so they need that extra time to really, really accelerate the racket and hit a heavy return back in play. That's actually a really good point from Wawrinka. He would love to draw every point up that way. He started, 10 feet behind, hitting heavy balls, and as soon as Djokovic dropped one a little bit shorter, he raced up there. He finished that point on or inside the baseline.
It's unforced error number 11.
40-15.
To me, it's never been a good sign when a player starts practicing his swing. I don't know why. Another one. Djokovic up 4-1 in the opening set. So far, he's been very convincing.
unforced. I mean, we're 29 points in, and we've played a handful of good points. You know, just Wawrinka's struggling to find his range, but, you know, no cause for concern. This has kind of been his trip to the final. Find his range for one set, then play an unbelievable set.
Love 30.
So right now, the long rallies favor Djokovic.
Yeah, that serve doesn't generally work against Djokovic, but in theory, it is the right serve for somebody that stands as close to return as Djokovic does on the second serve. Go body, forehand, those are kind of more exposed when you stand in.
It's 2 second serves now that he hasn't been able to do anything with.
Those are big points too. You know, obviously he's up a break, but Stan is really struggling to find the court. I mean, you got to make your opponent play if you feel like he can't make 3 balls in a row. Don't need to do too much.
Was that a weird time for that?
I just think it's weird because of the circumstance. Again, I keep coming back. Wawrinka's not playing good tennis right now. That you don't need to get fancy. 2 missed second serve returns, very uncharacteristic for Djokovic, and a weird drop shot.
Foot fault. I love the accuracy the best players can hit with their short forehands. I was about a foot from the sideline and about 3/4 court. Even if Wawrinka gets that ball back, he is in deep trouble. Serving percent is 37%.
Mentioned Wawrinka's serving percentage, and you never know what the reason is, but my father's this, you know, he's the serving guru. He knows all about it, and what he doesn't like about Stan's serve is he doesn't get a lot of shoulder turns. So when you see him toss the ball up, you'll see him stay sideways, and his elbow on his right arm stays pretty high, and my father believes that leads a lot to his low serve percentage.
Deuce.
Comes around to the forehand, quite a winner.
Stan's not playing the best tennis, but I don't know if that short, slow, high ball at the service line is going to cut it. Tell you what, that's a surefire way to give Stan some time to find his range.
And he holds to prevent what would have been a very harmful two-break situation here in the first. So 4-2.
Djokovic leads 4 games to 2.
And if you compare their service techniques, Wawrinka and Djokovic, you'll notice when Djokovic tosses the ball up and gets set, you'll see his chest. He'll get a nice shoulder turn in there. He won't just stay sideways, and his elbow will be below the level of his shoulder in that kind of trophy position.
Just when you think Stan's got it figured out, he doesn't. Another long rally goes to the serve.
I think Djokovic wins that point approaching weak down the middle probably 1 out of 10 times. And this was that one time.
Love. Game Djokovic. New ball, please.
At love, Djokovic holds and now leads 5-2 in the opening set of the men's singles championship at the U.S. Open.
The first set, to me, he's just now starting to play his best tennis. We've seen some of the best points all match in the last couple of games. I mean, it looked for a second there that he was going to lose this set 6-1. Routine. And I think if I'm Wawrinka, even if I lose this set, I'd say, okay, we've got a good pace moving on into the second.
15-all.
Normally the drop shots tend to stay down the line. The ball stays in the air a shorter amount, catch your opponent off guard. Djokovic has tried that drop shot cross court both times. Maybe he feels that Stan's just going to run up there and do what he did and just chip the ball, and he's going to say, well, I'm going to have a great passing shot every single time he does that.
Stan now has 16 unforced errors in 7.5 games.
And the problem for Stan, when he's timed playing his best tennis, Djokovic is also playing his best tennis, and it just happens to be better.
Still set point. And if Djokovic breaks here, he'll then serve to start the second set.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not disturb the players while they're about to serve and between the two serves. Thank you.
What's the deal?
Wawrinka challenging the call, left near line. Ball's called out.
And it was in by that.
First service.
That gets his fist pumping.
Advantage.
He just generates so much racket head speed on that side. He's able to hit it so aggressive and safe. Not quite as safe as like a Gasquet.
And he's going to force Djokovic to serve for this. Stan, the man, has his supporters here in Flushing Meadows.
Djokovic leads 5-3 first sets.
I love that. You know, Stan's been battling to hang in there the whole set. You haven't seen any negative emotion out there from him whatsoever. And as soon as he has an opportunity to give a come on, he will. That's been the biggest difference in Stan's career.
How about this?
And this is the case for fighting. You just never know what's going to happen. Djokovic has played a stellar last 4 games. Been unlucky for this set not to be over. But Stan just hung around. You do that long enough, you're going to get your chances.
Love 40. Thank you, plays away. (15-40).
For Djokovic, there's nothing more that you would love to do than to put a little darkness into Stan's sudden enthusiasm and come back in this game. Djokovic does the exact opposite of that. He double faults Stan Wawrinka into a situation where he can get rid of that service break and tie the set. Credit Stan Wawrinka never gave up on this first set. That's what champions do. And now he can serve to make it 5-all.
(15 love).
Djokovic spent a lot of time during the changeover talking to his box. It was sort of a one-way conversation, but he obviously had a lot on his mind.
And if you analyze Djokovic's game, forehand, backhand, serve, movement, volleys, I mean, you take the totality of his game and he's the best. The only time that Djokovic seems vulnerable is when he starts getting chippy out there, talking to himself, emotional.
And once again, the fans have adopted Stan Wawrinka at this point in the match, and it makes Novak crazy.
Well, again, fans don't react well to negativity. You know what I mean? I mean, they can sense negativity out there. We experienced that with Monfils. Monfils was just moping around the court, and the fans didn't like it. As soon as he showed some fight and some tenacity, they loved him.
And this place will erupt if Stan can pull this off.
Yeah. And who's shown more positive emotion out there today so far?
Stan.
Yeah. He's shown more positive emotion, yet we've seen this set, and the numbers back it up. He's played the worst
40-15.
set. He's not playing as well, and he's showing more positive emotion. Shouldn't be the case.
And Stan has pulled it off. Now he's got to make it matter. 5-all.
5-all first sets.
I mean, last thought on just how your emotions, positive and negative, can affect the crowd. Who is the best at gathering the crowd to his side? Jimmy Connors, right? And just fist pumps, going crazy. And who got heckled more than anybody else? John McEnroe. And it was mostly negative stuff. So you can choose how the crowd responds to you.
Love.
I thought that was going up the
30
line.
love. Love. Game Djokovic.
Well, so much for momentum. After having everything go his way to come back from being down 2-5,
Djokovic leads 6 games to 5.
Djokovic holds to make it 6-5.
Love 15.
And Stan finally wins a long one.
He got lucky with that overhead. He just cut that in there thinking Djokovic wasn't going to move. And earlier in the point, Djokovic decided to play a chip to see how Stan would handle it and just put himself right back on defense.
$30-15. 15. Net for service.
To the tiebreak, we shall go.
6 games all, first set tiebreak. Each
Biggest
player
serve
receives
of the
one
match.
additional challenge.
Well, if Wawrinka pulls this off,
It's gonna be stolen. That's for sure. I mean, Djokovic is in threat of losing this set, but winning more points. Right now, he's up 37 points to 33. That game where he was up love 30 and missed those 2 weak second serve returns. He loses this set. That's something to look back on.
very cautious strokes from Wawrinka.
1-0, Djokovic.
Both have winning tiebreak records this year and in their career. Very similar numbers.
Djokovic. Alt.
Overruled by the chair. He's going to challenge.
I don't know. That was really close. And Stan's going to have to show some good toughness here because that was an absolute sitter forehand. Oof. Thank goodness for Ollie Neely. I don't think Stan would have let that one go without a rebuttal. This was such a high-risk shot. The backhand overhead drop shot. Stan could have milked that crowd reaction a little bit more. I'm telling you, it's a big pet peeve of Djokovic when the crowd cheers against him.
2-1.
Got a standing ovation.
He did.
And he didn't win anything. Except the point. He's still down a mini break.
Hearts and minds, Al. He won hearts and minds.
He still has his supporters.
Just an unbelievably perfect backhand pass from Djokovic. And then giving Stan a little something back here. I don't know if this was for the crowd as much as it was for Stan. It looked fairly similar.
That's for service. Mr. Wawrinka jumps in a call right serve. Ball's called in. Ball stops. Djokovic. As the Wawrinka with 2 challenges remain.
Players got an extra challenge in the tiebreak.
Djokovic.
Yeah, unfortunately for Stan, he just timed his little rough spell at a very inopportune moment. He started playing such good tennis to get to the tiebreak. And it looked like Djokovic was a little rattled, a little shaken. Again, just racking up too many unforced errors.
And now Djokovic can serve it out. And he has 2 chances to do it.
6-1, Djokovic.
And it all goes for naught. Nice comeback, but Djokovic still wins the set. 7-6. Yet another 7-6 set played by Stan Wawrinka.
Yeah, the story of that set was, again, kind of the story of his journey to the final. Some great tennis mixed with a lot of rough tennis. He ended up having 20 unforced errors in that first set against someone as solid as Djokovic. That was kind of the concern, you know, whether he was going to be able to win this match or not, is if he could manage kind of that a lot of down tennis that he's been playing this year at the US Open.
He's got his first serve percentage at least up to 50.
(30-15). (30 all).
That's Wawrinka at his best. Djokovic has to cover so much court, and Stan is able to hit the ball so big. Huge angle out wide, pulled him probably 2 feet wide of the doubles alley. And even if Djokovic knows Wawrinka's pulling the trigger up the line, it's not going to matter. It's going too fast for him to catch up.
Well, Stan had to do that. He had to hold. You want to chase another break the whole time.
I think that miss by Djokovic going backhand up the line there. That's what happens when you play a few good points. You start to scare your opponent of those patterns. And Djokovic's like, well, here I'm back at the alley. If I go back cross court, I know Wawrinka's got an amazing backhand line. So Wawrinka, give him credit for that miss on Djokovic's part.
Boy, that would have been a big point.
I can't believe he missed that. I thought he was going to try and drill Novak here. That drop shot just sat up.
Big chance here for Wawrinka.
Oh my goodness. That was very gutsy by Djokovic and well executed too. Little negativity from Stan. Yeah, that was directed at Ali Neely. I'm not sure what's going on. There was already one complaint about people making noise in between serves.
Djokovic. Couple of mistakes by Stan, and we're on serve in the second. You saw Djokovic's box. I mean, guys don't just have coaches anymore; they have teams.
Well, the sport's evolved, right? You know, back 30, 40 years ago, it wasn't as big a business as it is now, and so players can afford to have specialists on their side. You know, you have a physiotherapist who takes care of your body, makes sure your injuries are being looked after and your injuries are being prevented. You have a guy who is your trainer, and he's responsible for making sure that you're as explosive as possible and you have as much stamina as possible. You have your, I mean, in Djokovic's case, you have your main coach, Marian Vaida, on the left there, and you have your kind of assistant head coach, advisor coach, Boris Becker. Nishikori has a similar type setup. And that could be a reason why players are playing so much longer now. I mean, the average age in the top 100 is around 30 years old now, I think. I think that's the oldest it's ever been.
Djokovic is 29. Wawrinka is 31.
For the 15. For the 30. Game Wawrinka. New balls, please.
Wawrinka holds. We're still on serve in the second set. Djokovic took the first.
Love.
That is it for Armstrong.
All.
How about this stat? At the U.S. Open, when Novak Djokovic has won the first set, he's 51-0.
That's impressive. It's impressive to be up that many times alone. Stan can't be worried about all that, though, Al. And he's only thinking about this stat. Stan Wawrinka is 2-0 in Grand Slam finals. Can't be beaten.
40-15.
Look at that. First serves won 91%.
I don't know which way. I mean, obviously, look, I think the results speak for itself. I was saying the way these guys do offense is different. You know, they can hit all directions, but obviously Wawrinka chooses to do his offense through sheer power and pace from a little bit deeper in the court, and Djokovic likes to take the ball a little bit early. And obviously, Djokovic's way is a little more safe, a little more stable. Doesn't have to take quite as much risk, and that would explain why he doesn't have the deviations in his performance as much as Wawrinka does.
Another double fault, and it's deuce, and a huge opportunity here for Wawrinka, who, by the way, actually has more winners in the match than Djokovic. That's because Djokovic is just bent to pretty much get the ball back.
Yeah, Djokovic is maneuvering the point around a little bit, but again, once Wawrinka gets out of position, he is just going for haymakers.
Advantage Wawrinka.
Pointing to his head. That's a big service break.
Wawrinka leads 3
And that's just what you get playing a player like Wawrinka. You know, there's two types of players that play defense out there. When they're in trouble, out of position like that, they just go for it and they say, I'm not going to be playing any defense. Or they just try and be steady and solid. And against someone like Wawrinka, when he's in the mode of I'm going to go for it, Djokovic again just... You're not going to get as many winners against Wawrinka as you would, say, against somebody who plays a little bit more conservative when they're in trouble, like Andy Murray. But again, talking about Andy Murray, he presents a different problem because he's so fast. Tough to get the ball by him.
Love 30.
Prosperity.
Stan's been using that kicker for the first serve on the ad court a lot out wide. And against somebody who stands back to return, you know, a few feet back, 4 feet back, that's a great play. But someone who stands as close as Djokovic does, returning the first serve on that side, it's tough to get away with it.
Look at this chance for Djokovic to break right back. I love it when the players scream at their
They're just looking for support. I mean, what can the coach's box do? There's nothing they can do, really.
But it comes off like they're screaming at them because, yeah, like it's their fault.
I think there are a few players out there that do,
15-40.
you know, lay into their box a little bit and try and get at them. But most of the time, the players are just trying to vent about, you know, something they think is not going the way it should be going, or along those lines. They're just looking for support and encouragement.
That's the Djokovic challenge and the call right near line. Ball is called out.
And it was out. Still break point.
30-40. As the Djokovic with 2 challenges from you.
Pretty good tactics by Stan. He's been drawing Djokovic closer to the baseline, inside the baseline to guard for that kicker. And then he took that one, 135 at the body. That's great serve when your opponent's standing so close to return.
And a big scream from Stan.
Advantage Wawrinka.
Five straight points. Nice comeback for Wawrinka. He's got a 4-1 lead in the second set, down a set.
Wawrinka leads 4-1 second set. First set Djokovic.
Suddenly, Djokovic's first serve is an issue.
And those double faults as well. Game he got broken. A few double faults. And normally Djokovic's second serve is up around 100 miles an hour. That one slowed down to 88. So he's obviously not feeling incredibly confident on that second serve.
Love.
Rod Laver and Virginia Wade.
The U.S. Open does a great job of getting the alumni out here.
Love.
What a chance Djokovic had. Love 40.
That look up to Magnus Norman paid off. Down love 40 when Wawrinka looked up there. Got the morale boost he needed.
Game Djokovic. Wawrinka leads 4-2 second set.
Just like Wawrinka did not give up in the first set when he was down, Djokovic will not give up in this one.
Seeing those shots of Laver reminds me of a lot of stories my father told me. My father, Phil Dent, grew up a little bit younger than Laver, but practiced with him. Was one of my dad's idols, and he just said when the pressure got, the biggest thing I remember. Well, just like Stan, my father said that when the pressure got more intense and the moment was bigger, Laver was one of the only guys out on tour that would actually hit the ball harder and swing faster. His intensity would just keep going up as the pressure built. Dad felt like that was the difference between Laver and the rest.
That last long rally was a good sign for Wawrinka. I thought he had been losing most of those. Stan misses the backhand.
30
Here we go again. It's out.
Mr. Djokovic is challenging the call, left far sideline. Ball is called out.
I don't think Stan's 100% sure that one was out either. Give it a second here. You can see it on his face.
It's good.
30-40.
Challenge to create break point. Djokovic is in the same situation that Wawrinka was in the first set.
Wawrinka leads 4 games to 3 seconds.
He'll be serving 3-4 up a set. But remember, Djokovic has been trouble getting his first serve in.
15 love.
Maybe he's refound it.
30 love. $40 love. Game Djokovic. Four games all second sets.
It's the second slice that Djokovic has kind of chosen to hit. There's one in the first set, and that got ripped.
Off.
Same thing here. The slice is fine if you're defending, if you're trying to do what Federer does, bring the guy short, bring him in. But against someone who can generate as much racketed speed as Wawrinka, it's dangerous to choose to hit those slices.
$30 love.
Just incredible how fast Djokovic is to give chase to all these shots, just running so much in the point. Wawrinka is an incredible athlete, extremely fast around the court, but Djokovic is on a different level. $40 love. Game Wawrinka.
We should probably just go to the tiebreak, which is where we may be headed here. Djokovic to serve, 4-5 on serve.
You're saying, I agree with the gist of what you're saying, that there's been more errors than they've been allowed to play great tennis. That's their 50th error, unforced error, mind you, combined.
$15
Stan the man certainly didn't leave anything off of that passing shot. I think he was in good enough position to kind of do the two-ball passing shot to dip it down and get the guy to pop it up, but he obviously thought the line was open and was feeling it.
And now the set is in play.
I'll tell you what, Stan has been up and down and all over the place in this match, but when he plays a good point, I don't think there's anybody that plays a better point. It just, the power, the accuracy.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready.
His highlight reels on YouTube are the best to look at, in my opinion.
Please.
Look at this. Stan saying, oh, you're coming to the net now, I see.
Well, he probably can't believe that he totally messed up the backhand. He caught himself. You know, he got away with that great lob. And Djokovic just put the ball in the court and he just got caught. Jammed himself.
It's still set point. It's out. It's one set apiece.
Short forehand from Stan, and after that set, Djokovic just letting out some anger, some frustration, and he's looked edgy even in the first set at times. He's got to get it together.
All.
You go, Al, how about that point?
15-30.
And you know what makes it brutal to play against Wawrinka is not only the fact that he has, when he's playing well, as good accuracy as the other ones, but you have to get there faster. He's hitting the ball, you know, 5-10 miles an hour faster than the other guys. So it's not like you can just stroll over there. You got to turn on the jets. I think that's one of the biggest things is we see Djokovic 2 break points right out of the gates from the juniors and the challengers coming up to playing guys that are top 20 is how frequently and how often the ball comes back quickly. They just don't give you time to breathe. I mean, Djokovic is one of the fittest guys on the planet, and you can see how heavy and hard he's breathing on the court.
As the Djokovic is challenging the call, right service line. Ball is called in.
Stan had that long rally one. You know?
A couple of times, right?
All sets.
Good.
Deuce.
Look at the width here. Djokovic outside the doubles alley
Djokovic
again.
2 challenges remaining.
Stand plenty of time after the net cord to measure that winner.
Advantage Wawrinka.
There's the carnage.
Deuce.
Another one to the crowd and a break point for Djokovic.
Advantage Djokovic.
That's a stat that Djokovic is going to need to fix if he's going to walk away with the U.S. Open title.
This one?
That's the one right there. Struggling.
Deuce.
And that's deceptive too. A lot of those break points didn't come against Novak Djokovic, one of the best breakers of serve on tour. So he's not only doing a better job of fighting off break points, but he's doing it against a better quality opponent.
Advantage Wawrinka.
This one is swinging back and forth.
Game, Wawrinka. First game, third set.
Stan bends but does not break. Djokovic finally got a first serve in.
15 love. Thirty love.
The backhand does it again, 6th time in the match.
30-15.
It's not a terrible shot from Djokovic. He just left it hanging a little bit in the middle of the court. Stans, thank you. My turn.
All.
Djokovic just did not do any near enough on that approach shot. And that was the pass, the 2-ball pass. Stan was able to get that first one down low and then measure the second one.
It's wide. He hasn't had as many break points, but he's got a better percentage. Over 50% now. And he's got the break and a 2-love lead. A lot of times when things get tense, Djokovic has the smile.
Yeah, it just looks weird. Becker not giving Djokovic much. I think Vida was doing most of the reciprocation.
Love. 15 all.
Why do you think the crowd has adopted Stan?
I'm telling you, I think it's just because of that positive emotion. You know, 99% of the time, anytime you see any of a kind of emotion out of Wawrinka, it's positive. It's a come on. It's a fist pump. He's embracing the crowd. And Djokovic is positive what percentage of the time? 20%, 30%, maybe? Tough to embrace that.
James Spader can't believe it.
15-30.
Boy, remember this if Djokovic comes right back to break. Ace number 5.
$30-40.
Djokovic probably just can't believe it. Stan ripping a backhand break point down again. Right off the back line, skidding off the line, making him late, hitting it in the net.
Advantage Wawrinka.
The big winner from Stan. He holds and takes a 3-love lead in the third set.
Love 15.
How about that point?
It's unbelievable that Djokovic did not just put those away. He just looks like he's rolling his arm over on those overheads, just poking them in there. I was about to say before those overheads, he's really starting to hit the ball a lot more aggressive. That's what it looked like even the last game, even though he didn't win it. He's tired of being ran around the court. He's tired of Stan having his way. I think Djokovic got away with that approach a little bit, saying Wawrinka did not hit a good passing shot, but made no mistake on that overhead.
Thank you. .40-30.
Djokovic is getting his share of cheers for holding serve.
Wawrinka leads 3-1 third set.
Remember to go to usopen.org for player profiles, stats, schedules, tickets for next year, highlights, and the US Open store at usopen.org.
Left.
Wawrinka made that look pretty easy. That was an awesome return by Djokovic. Again, solid, deep. The only downside is if Wawrinka, if the opponent's able to just hit a solid ball to the open court like that, well, you give yourself no time to recover. Like that, same thing. Wawrinka served wide. Djokovic hit a nice, solid, aggressive return back. But he was pulled out of the court, gave himself no time to recover, and Wawrinka was able to change down the line. That's why generally when you're in trouble on a tennis court, you want to hit the ball a little higher. That extra air, you know, the extra height on the ball puts a little air under it, a little more time in the air, so it gives yourself time to recover back to the center, generally speaking. But if you think you can take offense, then go for it.
Hit it.
30-15.
Another one for his YouTube highlight reel.
And you see Djokovic shaking his head. There's just not much he can do. He's hitting the backhand huge cross court, and he's hitting the backhand huge down line accurate. What are you going to do? You can't cover everything. I mean, Djokovic should know the feeling, right? Isn't that what he normally does to people?
Yep.
Deuce. Advantage Wawrinka. Thank you, players are ready. Deuce.
These breaks are like gold, but he's been clutch with these break points. He's got to hope that keeps going.
This is a huge opportunity for Djokovic here, not only to break back on serve, but ignite the crowd, get them in his corner. And you can just feel it, right? They want him back in this match.
What's bothering him?
Well, a little gamesmanship by Djokovic there. He pretended like the ball was out or he was going to challenge. He just stood there. And then right before Wawrinka hit the ball, he got ready. So it threw Wawrinka off. A little Gael Monfils right there. We just heard that that ball was in fact out. Wawrinka. Djokovic was doing the 50% play on.
And we are back on serve in the third.
Wawrinka leads 3 games to 2, third set.
These people love what they're seeing right now at the U.S. Open. Stan Wawrinka has a tattoo on his left forearm. Perhaps you've seen it. It says, ever tried, ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better. You like it?
Very German. He's a Swiss German, and it sounds very, very German. German influence. Very simple, direct to the point, and I like it.
One of the biggest hits of the match by Djokovic.
30 left.
I felt like the third game, he didn't win the game, but the third game of this set, Djokovic has tried to put some miles per hour on those ground strokes.
Couldn't Djokovic go for more winners?
30-15.
Are you talking in general, like in his game, or do you in this particular matchup?
I think in general.
In general, well, of course he could, right? I mean, but I think that, I mean, he's pretty much almost perfected the game. I mean, he's great off of both sides. He's dominating the game when we've had the greatest players of all time. I just think there's a point where, okay, you can go for more winners, but at what cost? Are you going to start giving away more errors? I think, to your point, Wawrinka is Djokovic's game going for more winners.
Right.
And there you see a higher high, but definitely lower lows.
Another one of those gorgeous backhands. It's 30 all. Almost had a tired look to it. Unforced error number 40.
I mean, I'm just trying to think what Djokovic can improve on physically, but really, I mean, it's tough because he can do anything he wants. He can do everything. The only time I ever see Djokovic lose is mental. You know, it's something emotionally going wrong, something mentally going wrong, to where he just doesn't show up that day. And that doesn't happen often.
Long, hard point.
3 games of third sets.
So 3 straight games for Wawrinka, now 3 straight games by Djokovic. You get the feeling, though, he's turned it up a little bit.
He has. And there's going to be times in the points where Wawrinka moves up to the baseline and Djokovic has to back up, but that's generally not how the points should feel and should look. Stan likes playing deep, and Djokovic likes playing close to the baseline, but that's not how the beginning of the set looked. It was the opposite. Stan was up close to the baseline because Djokovic wasn't doing enough with the ball, and Djokovic was forced back. You saw him pointing to his box saying, I'm running a ditch back here.
Love.
Well disguised.
30-15.
Novak Djokovic's wife. And his 30 ball.
30 all.
Some angle.
And against Wawrinka, that's going to work a lot more often than it will against somebody who likes to stand up on the baseline. So much more room to pull that slow, sharp angle off.
Comes up with a big shot in a big spot. Finally, he said. He's got 6 aces. Wawrinka holds.
Wawrinka leads
It's 4-3 in the third.
Love.
That first serve that hit the net, that was only 105 miles an hour.
He's trying to cut it out wide just to get as much width on that thing as he can.
Love. 40 love.
Say it all the time. Those drop shots look great when they work.
It's true. And it's tough to criticize, you know, because there are valid times to do it, and it's just such a feel last second thing. The only time I'll say a drop shot is wrong, like 100% of the time, is when you're defensive, when you're off balance. And I don't know if Wawrinka was necessarily defensive there. Just trying to be sneaky. You know what these points feel like? These points feel like when we were leading up to that first set breaker. You know, when Wawrinka really started to play his best tennis and Djokovic was right there with him and matched him. That's kind of what this feels like. When Djokovic steps up and hits the ball with aggressiveness, it just seems like he always gets the better of Wawrinka in the points.
How's that for you? We're in the borough of Queens. That's Manhattan, off in the distance, separated by the East River.
Love.
He knows a thing or two about that corner.
And that, to me, again, I don't. Maybe Djokovic just wants Wawrinka to earn these service games. I don't know, but he had 2 or 3 opportunities there to really aggressively take control of the point and just kind of rallied the ball and let Wawrinka, you know, retry for offense.
I think he set himself up in that point.
No, he did. He butchered the approach. That was a really bad approach. But to get that approach, he played a great point. Like, that's how I think he should be playing. You know, pushing Wawrinka around. That approach just was right down the middle of the half. Wawrinka was a step and a half away. That's just not going to cut it. But again, I think that's a pretty good point. Do that again.
Third one of those in the match. Beautiful inside-out job by Djokovic.
40-30.
Well, it's going to be a fork in the road at some point.
Advantage Wawrinka.
The #1 player in the world can't believe he missed that shot.
Wawrinka is going an awful lot behind Djokovic, and sometimes it's paid off, but I'll tell you what, the vast majority it hasn't paid off. And I'm okay with mixing it in there, but he's doing it a lot. And the reason is this, is whenever you've got a big piece of court that's open, Wawrinka can hit the ball with safety between 80, 90 miles an hour. If Djokovic has Usain Bolt speed, he's only running 30 miles an hour. That 90-mile-an-hour tennis ball is going to win every time, even if he knows where it's going. But when you hit behind somebody, I feel like you let them just plant their feet, set up, and turn the point around, get rebalanced, get back in that thing. And just open court is always more high percentage.
Somebody's got to put 2 points together.
Deuce. Advantage Wawrinka.
That game was a mini marathon, but Wawrinka gets out of it and holds. It's 5-4 in the third, 1 set apiece, and once again Djokovic is barking at his box. Blasted Novak Djokovic to hold serve.
Mr. Wawrinka challenging the call, left far sideline. Ball is called out.
So it was called out and was
Ball
out.
size. 15 love.
Loud cheers now for Djokovic.
And that was a decent sneak in by Wawrinka. He thought Djokovic on that backhand was going to have to take his hand off and hit a slice. That's the only danger of hitting that approach and sneaking in late, is if they're able to get it down on you. Look where he is. He's at the service line. There's a lot of room to get that ball low in front of you, so you have to hit up.
We were at this point in the second set. And Djokovic had a hold to make it 5-all. He didn't and lost it 6-4.
Love. Djokovic.
That used every bit of the court. 5-all.
5-all, third set.
Heard Stan ask a few times how many games for new balls. He wants to make sure he times the change of his rackets correctly. And those fresh rackets, just apart from, you know, ensuring they won't break on a huge point, the polyester strings they use, they just, when they're fresh and they're new, they're a little more springy. They can generate more spin.
Well, he plays so deep.
Yeah, he does play deep, and that was even a pretty risky drop shot from Djokovic. I mean, he was standing 2 feet behind the baseline, but he represented that he was going to be offensive, and he has been offensive. But even then, that was riskier than I would like to see it, that's for sure. And that's where that kick serve, that play worked perfectly. Kick serve out wide, pull your opponent out of the court. They hit a weak ball in the middle. You should be winning that point 8 out of 10 times.
It's good.
All.
Doesn't give me anything.
Norman enormous tension, and that's why these matches are great.
Djokovic has been in that situation before. Obviously trying to cut the angle too fine back to turn that point around.
Net.
About 2 of those in 1 game. Tough to take, but he'll have to. Mr. DiCaprio in the house. Meanwhile, Djokovic has to create a tie break. That's the only way he can win the set. That heavy edge of Wawrinka.
Love.
What causes that?
You know, he's hitting a lot of spin on it. He's got a lot of racket head speed. And sometimes, I mean, the strike zone that they have, it's not like hitting a flat ball. If you hit a flat ball, your strike zone is really long. You can get behind the ball and get through the ball. But these guys are coming from under the ball to up the ball really, really quickly. And the strike zone is very, very small. So if he's just, you know, an inch or two off, mistimes it by an inch or two, he's going to catch the frame more often than not.
Second service.
And that's why generally on returns, first serve returns, everybody chooses to return a little bit flatter or with like a volley technique, so you can stay behind the ball and through the ball, because that ball's coming. So it's the toughest shot of the rally. So you just want to minimize your risk.
Earlier in the match, all the long rallies seem to go to Djokovic, but a lot of things are evening out here as this match goes along.
Djokovic has played the better set. Even though he's down a game, he's won 2 more points than Wawrinka has. And that just means that he's been holding comfortably for most of the time, and Wawrinka's been struggling. I don't think Djokovic here at Ali Neely correct that.
As Djokovic is challenging a call, right baseline. Ball is called in. Ball stands.
Ali Neely been doing well tonight.
30-all.
He finally got a first serve in, and a good one.
40-30. Mr. Djokovic with 1 challenge remaining. Deuce.
And we have a situation. Stan Wawrinka with set point. It's what happened in the second set.
Advantage Wawrinka.
How about that review?
Yeah. Incredible.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready. Please.
Remember the unforced errors, how they went against Wawrinka in the match? That's another thing that's evening out slowly but surely here. Wawrinka leads the defending champion 2-1.
And that last second serve that Djokovic hit, second serve is 74 miles an hour. Definitely feeling the tension.
Twice now he's been broken with the set on the line.
15 love.
How surprised are you?
I mean, I am surprised, but if you told me that Djokovic was going to be 3 for 14 break points, I'd say, man, that's rough.
How many times that backhand? Let's see, 12 backhand winners now.
I mean, if you take a look at the whole match and forget the big points, Djokovic is still playing better. He's won 117 points, and Wawrinka's won 112. There might be an ounce of, you know, because Djokovic said that Stan is a big match player. He plays the big moments well. So that might be just rattling around in Djokovic's head and causing him to hesitate a little bit more on those break points. And maybe Stan heard that, and it loosened Stan up on those big points, because that's the difference of the match for sure.
For the 15.
Djokovic launches it long, and this is when, to me, this men's final at the Open becomes its dramatic best. When the match is so long, it lasts from daytime into nighttime.
Lining in every situation to keep your morale high. The worst matches I've ever seen is when the player has been demoralized and they just are a shell of themselves. And that's really tough to do when things aren't going your way, when you're not feeling the ball that well, when you feel you should beat the person. It's a U.S. Open final. I want to, you know, the list goes on.
Love 15.
And this is where sometimes, you know, a player in Djokovic's shoes, if he doesn't, you know, fire up and get some intensity, it sometimes has the look of just going through the motions. Even though he's not, there's no chance that he is. Just he's disappointed with the way the big points have been played.
All.
Couple of tight shots, one on each player. Haven't seen one of those in a while from him. Fourth ace of the match. Wawrinka has 6.
Wawrinka won that point.
30 all.
18 shots in that last rally. Looks like something's happening with Djokovic's leg.
I was going to say was, as we're watching this, Wawrinka won that point, but he gave control back to Djokovic by trying to go behind him again.
All. The leg is still a problem, and a bigger problem is the break point. And Wawrinka's got it. And the Djokovic booth goes quiet. That feels pretty big.
It's huge. And again, one opportunity to break, and Wawrinka converts. Just huge on that.
Thank you. Players are ready.
6 out of 9 break points won.
Yeah, so realistically, he's only won 50% of the points, and that's including his serve. And he's winning 66% of those. I mean, that's a huge jump up in his productivity on those break points.
30 love.
Back to back. Djokovic didn't even try to get back. A very convincing hold. He's been up 3-love already in this match and watched it all go away.
And we talked about last game, a couple games ago, Wawrinka's success rate on those break points, and I gave like the overall points won, but realistically a more accurate measure is returning points won. Wawrinka's only won 35% of those points, and he's won 66% when he's gotten that break point opportunity. So that's almost doubling his success rate when a big point rolls around.
15-all.
Ace number 5 for Djokovic. This place is feeling the moment.
Team Djokovic trying to fabricate some energy, some intensity. They're seeing the same thing we see. He's just looking a little bit low energy out there right now.
Please. All. At second service.
Are you kidding?
And it could be nerves, it could be that leg, but I will say we saw that before when the pressure was on.
Thank you. Players are ready. Thank you.
Djokovic's second serve looked really shaky. To me, that was a different looking break point. And I think the reason why Wawrinka has had so much success in break points today is I feel like most of the big points that have come around, Djokovic has been content to kind of rally and let Stan determine the outcome of the point, whether he's going to make it or miss it. That one, even though he's hobbling and hurt, he's forcing the issue. He's coming in, he's saying, I'm going to beat you instead.
Ace.
No challenge. Advantage Djokovic.
Again. One short, one long.
This is tough for Stan. You know, he sees Djokovic hobbling around the court. It's hard to maintain focus, maintain composure when you feel that your opponent is struggling and not quite there. The temptation is just to make balls and you know, say, oh, my opponent's hurt, they're not going to play well. But that's actually the opposite of what you have to do. You got to move Djokovic. You have to expose, maybe calling for the trainer. You have to expose that weakness.
Yikes. A very soft second serve.
Advantage Djokovic.
Maybe an angry serve here. Make him run, right?
Sure, absolutely. Obviously, Djokovic played a very, very good point there. Every ball he hit was within, you know, a foot or two from the baseline. So it's really tough to make your opponent run when they're keeping that depth and that solidity. But Wawrinka did a great job.
39. 30-15.
He's going to pointing his finger at his head after that shot.
Well, it was the right idea. Decent return from Djokovic. Came back fast. He just tried to redirect it.
Thank you.
This has already happened in this match.
Such good mental toughness by Wawrinka. He's relying on what got him here to the final. He's going to need it for the rest of the way.
Thank you. Players are ready. Novak Djokovic. Please.
I can't believe he missed that return and didn't make Wawrinka play. Wawrinka has hit maybe 3 good shots, 4 good shots this whole game. Djokovic is mustering up every ounce of strength he can, because he is certainly moving very, very well during the points.
Thank you. Deuce.
92 unforced errors in the match. So Wawrinka gets another chance. Wow, what a huge hold. To take a 4-1 lead in the fourth. Novak Djokovic down 2-1 and down 1-4 in the fourth. Stan look nervous to you?
He did that last game.
Didn't he?
Absolutely. I would be too. I think it was a very dangerous game that he was playing on the changeover by voicing his concerns so much. I mean, it takes so much effort out there just to kind of keep your emotions even keel and, I don't want to say bottled up, but under control. And when you let it out like that, it's tough to rein them back in. So he did an incredible job holding.
Love. Djokovic.
Well, no Wawrinka highlights in that game. But all he's got to do now is hold serve. Easier said than done.
4-2 fourth set.
Wow.
I mean, it's unbelievable finishing shot for Wawrinka. But most of this point, he played the ball right down the center third of the court, giving Djokovic numerous opportunities to take control and not really exposing what's bothering Djokovic out there with his feet. They're only going to hurt if you make him run.
Love.
The limp gets worse.
40 love. Game Wawrinka.
Djokovic obviously not looking good. Didn't seem to be able to do much on those feet. And now Stan Wawrinka is 4 points from the U.S. Open Championship. 4.5 minutes between points.
$15 love. $15 all.
I'll tell you one thing I think nobody expected is, considering their path to the final, I don't think anybody saw Djokovic being the one that was going to be banged up out there and hurt.
Yeah, it's right. I mean, Wawrinka's in his 20th hour.
The adrenaline of winning is not to be underestimated.
40-15. Game Djokovic, new ball, please.
Okay, Stan Wawrinka. It's your U.S. Open if you can take it.
Wawrinka leads 5 games to 3 4 sets.
The Djokovic box tries to keep the boat of hope afloat.
Thank you. Players are ready.
Last few games, Stan has not looked
Love 15.
very steady.
Well, these games are just mentally brutal. I've never had to serve for the U.S. Open title, but serve for matches, it is not fun. And then you add the component of Djokovic looking like he's hurt out there, but he's still playing well. Oof.
Love 30. $15-30. Thank you.
All right, now we can take a deep breath.
30-all.
You know, I was looking at those Swiss fans and I thought, what a nice fill-in from Switzerland for Roger Federer here at the U.S. Open. You could be one serve away, Stan.
Deuce. Thank you, plays away. Nets for service. Advantage, Wawrinka.
A second chance at U.S. Open championship point.
Thank you.
And that's how it happens. Stan Wawrinka wins his third Grand Slam and the 2016 U.S. Open.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 U.S. Open Men's Champion, Stan Wawrinka.
Well, congratulations to Stan Wawrinka. How about some final thoughts on the 2016 U.S. Open?
Incredible. If you would have told me that Wawrinka was going to be the one hoisting the trophy at the end of the 2 weeks, I would have said no chance.